What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm at 2,500 miles. I'm about to take the Camaro in to the dealership to get its first service. Hopefully they can squeeze me in there because I did make an appointment, but it shouldn't be too crowded. So should get an oil change. I know I heard about the rear differential fluid needs to be changed around 1,500 miles, so I'm going to talk to them about doing that and also potentially doing something else to the car. So follow me along with that. I'm going to see if they bring up anything about that first day I had with the car when the engine went into limp mode on me. See if they got to say anything about that and just get a general check of the car to see how it's doing. So come along with me today. Also going to holler at my guy Nate, favorite salesman in the world, number one, my favorite. So I'm going to talk business with him. So come along for the journey. And before you leave, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell about the channel. Let's jump into today's video. So I'm headed up to Sarah Chevy. That's where I purchased the car. And that's where I also get all of my Chevys maintained. So if you get a new Camaro, the first oil change is free. So that is great. But I'm going to get a rundown on the car because I plan on doing some spirited driving. And I want to make sure the fluids are fresh. And I'm just being a responsible owner of this vehicle. Let me close this sunroof. Just driving with this open in the middle of the day is no bueno. Just blinds me. Dang, got the heat on. Want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Jrue, my wife's company, Jrue.com. Takes care of my beard, my skin, my hair. Actually, got beard oil, soap, beard butter, body butter, hair moisturizing spray. So if you have locks, beards, all that, skin, just check us out, Jrue.com. So another thing I'm going to get looked into is this magnetic ride control trim height calibration. So I got my car lowered. So that's something one of my subscribers brought to my attention. So I'm going to get that calibration as well, because these cars are calibrated for a certain height coming from the factory. And since I lowered it, that height is obviously lowered. So in order for magnetic ride control to perform the best, in theory, I should get that calibration added. Now, I don't know if it's going to make a difference or not. Wasn't able to find any information, but I will let you all know. The car is kind of harsh right now after I got the springs, and I'll do a review on that really soon. But I will be getting that, and I'll let you all know if it did make a difference or if it didn't. So that should be, it takes like 20 or 30 minutes, so they'll probably charge me an hour for labor. But it is what it is. About to pull up now to the dealership. Hopefully we get squared away with everything we want. Got a bunch of my Chevrolet cash. So I bought like a lot of cars from here. Bought 2 Blazers, a Camaro, and I had another Camaro I got like hundreds of dollars in cash to spend. So here we are, about to pull in. Now the business right here. But shout out to my guy Nate.
My man, you always hooking me up, bro. I don't only sell cars, I can hook up on the shoes too. You know what I'm saying?
The business is the business.
Yeah, man. These it.
Man.
These it, bro.
Man. Before I was getting in and out of cars, it was shoes too. I was heavy into the shoes, but you see what I'm wearing. I'm a dad now.
You a dad?
Big time, so I gotta get something cool every now and then.
Oh yeah, those hard though.
Shout out to Nate here.
Yeah, if y'all ever need anything, y'all know where I'm at, man. By the time, if you don't know now, then, you ain't watching.
Y'all know it, man. All right, welcome to the ZL1. All I did was the oil change today. So I'm going to be changing the video up to how this thing drives now. So they drove the car around and it didn't feel much difference. I guess the harshness is from the springs. Like at first, I don't know. I guess I wasn't used to the spring. So the car is rough. I guess it's a little rough. It's not harsh at all by any means. It's just firmer, but could be from the spring. I don't know. Maybe I'll take it to another dealership in the future, but really don't have time for that today. So let me put my new shoes in the car. Put this receipt in the dash. Like I said, it was free, and they didn't even look at the differential fluid either. So yeah, just came here for an oil change, I guess. So yep, this video will be changing into how this thing handles. So I gotta go home and do some work first, and then we'll get to that later on. So hang tight for that as I drive my car with the fresh oil change. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Had to change it up mid-video. Things didn't go as according to plan, which happens quite a lot. A lot of my videos revolve around me getting food, which is what I'm about to do now. But so the magnetic ride control, called a couple dealerships on that. They either don't know what that's about, they're completely lost, or they just won't do it. Been playing phone tag all day, calling dealerships, asking can they do it, asking can they do the magnetic ride height trim calibration or adjustment, and no one is too familiar with that, probably because I'm not calling performance Chevy dealerships. Don't really know of one, and I'm at a point where I'm just going to live with it like this. The reason is the reason they're not really up on fixing this, because it's not a service issue, nothing's broken on the car, and it's not a warranty thing. So they're like, they don't really know what to do. There's no codes that's throwing it. And then I read a lot of opinions. I don't even know what's true at this point. Some people say it zeroes out at one point and it should be fine. Me myself, I thought it rolled fine until I read the comments. I'm like, dang, now it's in my head, like, is this thing riding rougher than it was before? Because initially I thought it rolled smoother than the stock height, and I don't know if I let words manipulate my original thoughts, but I don't know. We're about to just go on the ride and see how it is. But my initial impressions on it, I love it. So I do feel uneven pavement more. It's more firm. It's not stiff, because I always ride in sport mode for the most part. But let's check out this drop now. I got like 700 miles. I'm at 2,500 miles. When I got the springs, it was like 1,800 miles. So let's pull out our tape measure and see where we are. So this is where we are here, 27 and a half. A little less than 27 and a half. Yo, there's an ant just all on the car. This side, it's looking like 27 and a half, and that's from the ground to the fender straight through the middle. This front one is low, but it's because of how my driveway is slanted. This one's at 27, so probably should have found a flat surface, but don't have one right now. That's how it is, and this is how we are sitting. We are sitting nice up in here, so I love the way the drop looks. Did I get it for aesthetics? Halfway. Like I like that it's more performance and aesthetically more pleasing, but it's for both, either or, not a dichotomy, both. Alright, now after looking at the car, let's see how it drives and talk about it. Alright, so let me go over this hump. I swear I can go airborne over it if I was going fast enough. Here we go. Oh, still does it. Traction control came on with that. Might have got up there a little. This thing is even better, which is what you expect. not sacrificing a lot of daily drivability. I'm being completely honest, pardon the exhaust. It's about the same, just a little bit more firm. I think I'd rather have this definitely for the looks, and definitely I do like the soft ride quality. Let me put it in like Tour. It's really popping today. Does smoothing things up a bit. People looking at me, but oh, that's a Tesla on the race. Hold on, y'all. So yeah, I feel like sport mode feels like what track mode used to feel like as far as the firmness. And Tour is quite pleasant. Can't say if it's quite sport mode what it used to be. I'm gonna put it in track when I get up here. Yeah, this camera bounces a lot more. No, it might be the microphone. I did get a new microphone stand. My other one broke. This handle, God almighty. Bruh, what are you doing? Every time I film myself driving this car, man, people just cut me off. What is it? I drive a blue highlighter. Track mode. About to get on this on ramp. Hey. Something the Topher showed me. I wasn't anywhere near the limit, so let me put on my big boy pants and do this. Alright, let me downshift. Get all this random crap out the car. Oh yeah. Sitting about 50 going around this thing. Still wasn't even close to the limit. Well, let me get out this traffic. I'm back to where the dealership is, and it's rush hour here, so let me get to my favorite curve in the area. Alright, my favorite little piece of road in my area. Still riding with it in track mode. And it's not that harsh. The steering is heavy, but you can adjust that. I just kept it in whatever drive mode I have it in. It stays in that mode. Makes it more fun. But it's a line of slow car in front of me. They're about to mess up my fun. We're still gonna go for it. Alright, this road is immaculate right here. So we're about to get on it in just a second here. Alright, here we go. It's kind of interrupted by traffic. I'm out here in rush hour. So is this mod really worth it? I think so. It sucks that the install is a lot, but the springs themselves are only like $300. And there's other springs that are cheaper. You can get a lower drop. The Fastech springs, they don't specify where the drop is. I think it's like 1.4 inches, but they don't say whether that's in the front or back. I think Eibach is like 1 inch. BMR, don't know. Yeah, stock springs are fine. I like the aesthetics of these. I like the way the car looks. The stance when it's just parked, it looks even more aggressive than it already is. And the ride isn't compromised. It's a little more firm, but not that much firm, and it handles better. It's like virtually no body roll. I feel like the limits are even more. Like when Topher drove the car, it was on these springs, and yeah, I was blown away by how well it handled. Not that it couldn't handle extremely well before, but it just takes it up a notch. These are more performance oriented. God. Man, my exhaust didn't sound like this before. I'm about to make this an exhaust video. Probably because it's warming up outside. But yeah, I think it's a great bang for the buck if you can find a cheap installer. It was $800 to install. Quite pricey. Like I said, I'll let you all know if the magnetic ride control adjustment, if I need that. I honestly don't think I do need it because it rides about the same. Like maybe the spring settled, because when I first got it, it was like very smooth. I'm like, man, this is smooth. But recently it's more firm than it was, and at the time I noticed it was smooth. They weren't broken in, so it took time to wear in. Like 500 miles is what I was told it takes to break them in, and we're at that point. I'm gonna have to come back around and hit my curb, man. They kind of ruined it for me. I'm gonna come back through, get a little more footage before I end this video. That was honestly real fun. Favorite turn coming up. Oh, it's all clear to go. This is awesome nuts, dude. Worth it. Took the long way home. Food about to get cold. Got all this Mediterranean food sitting in the passenger seat. All kinds of crap in the passenger seats. Car don't have no internal storage. But this video ain't about all that, people. It's about the springs, the Eibachs, which is good. Took that curb like a champ too. I need to get away from the city to get to the real good curvy roads, the winding roads. There's not really a lot around here. It's like most of the city parts of Michigan, the inner metro Detroit that's not too far out in the suburbs, it's all straight lines. You'll be lucky to find the curves. Everything's parallel, perpendicular. So I gotta go out maybe 20, 30, 40 minutes away to get to some winding roads. See if I can bang this Michigan Yui. Don't you do it. Not really. It's a dead dog in the street. R.I.P. Alright, one last curve before I get home. Let the slow pokes go ahead. You could have got it. Effortless, man. I can't even. I give these things a thumbs up, man. Back at home, and as promised, let's do this finger test real quick. So I got about 2 fingers up here. Oh. This one is like 1 3/4. Here, and this It's like 1.5. Yeah, it's like 1.5 up front. This is like 2. So there you have it. That's it. That's all I got to say about this video. Enjoy it. I recommend it. Like I said, if you can find somebody to install them for cheaper than $875, do that. Because the springs themselves are only $300, and they're black, so you can't really see them. But that really doesn't matter because you got the rotor down here covering up everything, so you wouldn't be able to see the spring much at all anyways. That's my review on the Eibach springs on the ZL1. Should be similar to the 1LEs. The magnetic ride controls, they don't drop as low as the cars without, but it does drop like 1 inch. I believe the ones without magnetic ride control drop about 1.5 inches, so that's what it is. I recommend it. I will buy them again, yes. That's going to wrap up today's video. Thoroughly enjoy it, recommend it. So drop me a comment down below. Let's discuss it. And I'm going to leave you all with that. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace out.